Hello everybody and welcome back. If you're new, welcome in. Today we're going to talk about faction pets. When you join an alliance, you get access to 3 factions, and each of those factions will have their own pets. There are 6 factions available for AOC, and each one has its own pets. And I have purchased all of them. Now, I've purchased anything that I had access to. There may be pets that they're going to add at a later date. There may be some that are tied in with the sub-factions that just aren't available yet. But there may be pets that they're going to add that they haven't yet. The way you used to get them was you used to craft them yourself. You'd use the Volcanic Forge or the Frost Forge to make the pet for your faction. Now you have to buy them with crown coins from inside of each of the faction holds. Each pet came out with 2,607 health, which is obviously important because that is tied to the survivability of the pet. Each one that I could buy a metamorphosis for, I have done. They're really important because they protect your pet against any kind of plague damage. The way with AOC is there's a lot of plague around. There are creatures that have plague clouds when you kill them. There's also clouds around the place now, plague clouds that you can stack plague on if your follower gets stuck in it. And one of the issues with Conan in general, and it's nothing to do with this mod, followers can be very unresponsive and very silly, to put it nicely. So they can just stand around in a plague cloud, the plague stacks to 10 and they're dead. And you could be trying to get them to move and they're not going to move. So anybody that can have one does have one, which is why a lot of them are dark in colour, and you'll see when I take it off. So Pitbull here, he doesn't have one. These two are Stormholds, Pitbull and Araxis. So he doesn't have a metamorphosis and he has 10,667 health. Now each one was fed the strength food specific to them. Perks and Conan don't work how they should really. It does give you an increased chance of getting the perk that you want by feeding them the correct food. So here it says plus 14% chance to get strength. As you can see, out of the 3 perks that he can get, he only got 1 strength perk. And it's not really that much of a good one. With AOC followers, thralls, pets and the like, they can only level up to 50. That's how it's intended by the mod maker. It does make them not as useful if you're running higher level mods like I am. So I've got Weapon Arsenal and I also have VAM Designs. It doesn't make them quite obsolete. They're good for, AOC content and vanilla. They'll wipe the floor with vanilla, so that's good. But just keep that in mind. As I said, it is intended. I don't know of a way to change it. There might be a mod that you can use to change it. I don't know. So we're stuck with where we are. So everybody has been leveled to level 50 while eating the strength food. I won't go over each perk that they get because, as I said, it's random. So it's not really relevant to what you're going to get. So now Araxis. Without his metamorphosis, he is just a lion there. I say just a lion, he's a beautiful lion. And put it back on. And he got 10,063 health. Over here we have our 2 Cold Embrace pets. We have the Frost Hound and we have Ral Ashara, which is a snake. I want to say Cobra, but I don't really know my snakes, so don't take the mick. So he has 13,891 health, which is better than our 2 Stormhold ones. Without his metamorphosis, he's still dark in colour, and he just gets a little bit grey when you put it on. Our snake friend here, 14,697 health. His strength food was raw ash. I don't think that's, well, I know it's definitely not safe to be feeding the snakes, but there you go. He's got nice jewel looking eyes. Pop that back on. Over here we have the Vanguards. We've got our Grunt follower and our Corrupted Grunt. Now the Grunt follower, I'm going to say he's probably a level below the Corrupted one. He doesn't get a metamorphosis. And his health is 12,078. Our Corrupted one, he gets one. He doesn't really look much different without it. Did it change his eyes? Yes, it changed his eyes from red to green. And he got 13,085 health. Kaldora here, I don't really like what they look like with the metamorphosis on. There's nothing wrong with their eyes, it's just, you'll see the difference when I take it off. Look at that. It's a nice fluffy wolf. But then when you put it on, he just looks like I want to say a statue, perhaps? Anyhow, his health came out at 15,302. We have Garashi here. If his name's wrong, I do apologise. It's not a name that I'm used to. He's a crocodile. He has 14,294 health. And without his metamorphosis, he just looks like a crocodile. A very nice, cute crocodile, but still a crocodile. And then it's darker colour when you put it on. Over here we have our Elvenor pets. We have this drake, 14,496 health. Pretty decent. Very bright without it, and then he gets darker. Looks greeny to me. We have Zephyrus here. He needed to eat insects to gain strength. I don't know. It's his choice, not mine. He got 11,876, so not as much as the drake here. And he doesn't look much different when I put his metamorphosis on. We've got Navira here. They got 11,070 health. They look like a beautiful lynx without it. And then equally beautiful, but still a dark lynx with his metamorphosis. Now we're going over to the Shudarian faction pets. We have Ashira and we have Rotbranch. Ashira is a boss in Gorklaw Deep, I believe. They have 11,876 health. Beautiful white tiger without the metamorphosis. And a beautiful grey tiger with one. I don't think it takes away from the cuteness, or I don't know, whatever you would say about your followers or pets. Rotbranch here got 10,264 health. Their strength food was the grey lupin flower. Normal Rotbranch looking boss there. And then just a darker version. And so we're on to the final pet here. And this is Mulligan. Mulligan's also a boss that you can kill out in the wild. They have 14,093 health. And their strength food was the grey lupin as well. So without their metamorphosis, everything's, well, they're glowing blue. And then with it they glow red. What I haven't shown is most of these have their own attacks, obviously specific to them. Mulligan being my favourite one, their attack is they stamp the ground. It used to throw people up into the air. I remember having it as a pet on an RP server and I didn't realise that, and I was out and about with some people and the people I was with got thrown up into the air when Mulligan decided to fight something. I thought it was funny, but you know, I tended not to take it out with other people after that. I don't think they liked it. The reason I can't show is because you can't just do it on command. It's not a point and do your special attack on this. It just happens in combat, so I would have to catch that bit. And there we have it. Still majestic looking, just red now instead of blue. There are other followers that you can get because there are the profession followers that you can have. Each profession has a different follower. I know Hunter is a dog. I think my main one is a big gorilla. I haven't included these in this video because this is just purely for the faction ones. I would like to say thank you to anybody who's liked and subscribed. To anybody who would like to do that, please do that. If you don't want to, thank you for watching anyway. I do intend to keep on going with this EOC series. I'll probably go over other Conan mods. Also, there's other games I want to do. But that's all for today, and I hope to see you all next time.